There's been many days where I've been struggling in classes, behind on homework, and questioning every decision I've ever made. And that is why I decided to write down why I'm in school. Why did I make the decision to go to college, and why education is important. Lego. What Nikki say? Barbs, stay in school. Okay.
Oh, we knew life would be alright, but who could have known it'd be this good? Oh, Lord.
Number one, and this might sound funny, but it's amenities, okay? I have free access to a gym, and I know that's like, why is that number one, girl? But look, free access to a gym, free access to a pool, free access to a music room, free access to a dance room. The list goes on, and all of these things are not necessarily the reason why I'm going to college, but I think that they are really important because they allow me to explore so much about myself that would have costed a lot of money otherwise. For example, maybe I do like to do music. Maybe I didn't go to school and I have all this free time on my hands, but I am scared to like try new things or whatever because I know that booking a music room, booking a dance room, even just a gym membership in general is going to cost me money. And I mean, you can balance it out, but this is just one of the top reasons for me because I feel like if I decided randomly to go and hang out in the music room or a dance room, all of that is open to me and kind of like waiting for me for whenever I decide to go and use them. And I think that's a very, very big perk because it's one thing to have to pay money every time you want to tap into your hobbies, tap into something that you're interested in. And it's another thing for it to be like always available to you. You know, all you have to do is tap your ID. If it wasn't for this school, I would not have started going to the gym. I know that for sure. I don't know why. I probably just would have ended up doing it at home. And there are so many other things too. It's not just the gym. There's like rock climbing, there's arts and crafts. All of this stuff is free to you with just your ID. Okay, that ID is literally, in a way, the key to like so many doors and opportunities and amenities. Trust me, even if you could do it in another place, college towns and like the safety, the community of a college town is just so much better. You'll feel more supported, you'll feel more motivation to do those things, and like little things like that can upgrade your lifestyle. For example, like if I never started going to the gym, there's a lot that I wouldn't know about health and fitness, you know what I mean? So that's my number one, just because whenever I do have free time, I actually use those amenities so much, and I'm realizing that like, one, it's right there. I don't have to drive and like go waste gas, pay for like car, Uber, stuff like that. I don't have to do any of that. So one, it's right there, but then two, it's free, quote unquote, like all included in your tuition. So next, it is that you are around your friends 24/7. I was recently watching this TV show called Desperate Housewives, and I just thought it was so cool. I just thought it was so iconic how they all lived right next to each other. So basically it's like a neighborhood, but like they're all friends. That is not realistic, okay? That is not likely. They're all around the same age group, going through the same experiences. That's not realistic at all, unless you're in college. Like literally, I'm realizing college is the only place where you'll be able to be around your friends and like have that community to your disposal at all times. Like if it's 3 a.m. in the morning and I want to go ask my friend what she thinks about an outfit, I can just bike over to my friend, 2-minute bike ride, and ask her what she thinks about my outfit. That is not something to take for granted. I feel like when you're around your friends and like actually you can do things and hang out with people that are your age, you learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about relationships, about friendships. You learn how to be a better friend, how to be good friends and friends who are not so good. I just love the idea of like actually having a community around you. And a lot of people actually, like when they graduate college, they go and live around college towns for the same purposes. We have people in these dorms who like live here. They're like grown, they have kids, but they still live here. And I feel like that's part of the reason, just because being around your friends 24/7, literal game changer in my opinion. So much fun, highly recommend. And then secondly, getting all those friends in the first place, that's like also part of this point. Not only do you get to make a bunch of new friends or just like meet a bunch of new people, but you get to be around them. Like even back home and stuff, you might have like a hangout here or like a not daycare, like a play date here or like a hangout there, you know? But like in college, like I said, I can hang out with my friends anytime, and I can just form really, really deep connections with them. For example, with the TV show I was talking about, they are neighbors. How deep is your connection with your neighbors? Like hopefully it's pretty great, but your neighbors are busy, your neighbors are doing stuff, you know, you don't have enough time to like really schedule time to hang out and stuff like that. So I feel like with the college vibe, you get to be around your friends all the time, and the relationships are like deeper, and so that's why they really mean a lot. I feel like when people go to their weddings, you know, most of their groomsmen are from college, most of their grooms, their bridesmaids are from college and stuff, because you just get so close to these people, and like they literally become a big part of your life. Like while you're growing the most, you're learning the most about yourself, they're right there with you along for the ride, and so they just become such an important part of your life, and you get to hang out with them 24/7. Well, obviously you're working, but like you get the opportunity to hang out with them if you wanted to 24/7 for 4 years. Tell me that's not a good deal. Living with your friends for 4 years. Sign me up, shorty. And then also, I was just comparing this to like after college, you're gonna be working and your coworkers are probably not your best friends. Like hopefully they are, so that you have a lot of fun at work, even though you're like supposed to be working or whatever. But your coworkers, you don't get to pick them, you know. You have a smaller selection and all different age ranges. You can have a bunch of fun, you can have a great friends and like community at work, but it's less likely for that to happen. So comparing it to now, even then, if you like your coworkers, you're meeting them from 9 to 5 and then they go away. Or if you don't like your coworkers, but you like hanging out on the weekends, you only have Friday and Saturday to have fun and like meet anyone you want. Like, you know, it's just different. College is dope because you get to be around people all the time. It's a great part of life where the biggest worry you have on a Friday night is what top you're gonna wear to a party, you know. Definitely privileged experience, if I do say so myself. Number 3 is that colleges provide a safe environment for learning and growth as a person. Safe is subjective, I feel like. I know I was interested in a lot of schools, and one thing I researched was like the safety of the area, but for the most part college campuses are pretty safe, and here's why. One, you can't really go anywhere without an ID. Like you can't get into a dining hall, really. You can't like use the gym or anything without an ID. Like you're constantly ID'd, constantly having to tap your ID somewhere. So there's not much place for like random people to hang around, or like dangerous people to hang around. They're gonna get pretty hungry, you know, at some point. And then 2, there's campus security, or people on campus that are just dedicated to protecting the campus. So like rather than if something were to happen outside and you have to call the police and you know all that stuff, here it's like a smaller place for something to happen. They're like, it's easier to catch someone, I feel like, because it's a small campus and there's police like on campus, if that makes sense. And then 3, you're around, I don't know what number we're on now, but you're around a lot of kids. So like, I don't know, for the most part, you don't have to worry about like someone who's randomly there, you know. You'll be able to tell them apart because the main scene is like kids. And yeah, I just feel like it's safer because kids usually like have a safer place. And there's buildings that you can go into. There's a bunch of places where like you can, how do I say, find a safety place. But yeah, I think when you're growing into like a full-fledged adult, there's a lot of mistakes you'll make. There's a lot of things you want to do. Maybe you want to go outside at 2 a.m. Maybe you want to go outside at 3 a.m. Maybe you want to come back at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Maybe that's when you want to go to the gym, like late at night. So like trying that, seeing what you like and don't like. Maybe you're an early person going to gym. Maybe you're a late person going to gym. Getting to test all that stuff out in a college environment that is usually a lot safer than a normal environment, I feel like is a major plus, because you're gonna have to test these things out regardless. Like when you're getting older, what do you like to do at the gym? What do you like to eat? What do you like to, you know, like what stores you want to shop from? Like all this stuff, I just feel like college gives you a safer place to discover them and discover yourself overall. When you're here, you're making so many decisions on yourself. You're making so many decisions by yourself. So when you fall on your face, college, for the most part, lets you fall on your face. But I feel like the ground is not concrete. It's like, it's a little softer than concrete just because it's college, you know, and they have so many resources to get you back up. Next, we're going to talk about student discounts and resources. Obviously, I've already mentioned the amenities. I've already mentioned like other resources, but every single company, every single like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, there are so many companies whose demographic is college students. There are so many like employers whose demographics are college students. There are so many opportunities, programs whose demographic are college students. And guess where they're going to promote all that stuff to? College students. I know if you're already in college, and there's probably so many bulletins that have posters on posters on posters and posters. Baby, if you weren't at college, you wouldn't be seeing that. You wouldn't be seeing that. You wouldn't know that Uber Eats has a discount where you can get food off for the next month. You wouldn't know Emily 2 miles away needs a tutor and they'll pay $30 an hour. You know, you wouldn't know that stuff. So I feel like discounts and resources is such a major perk of being a college student. I've gotten discounts on Adobe Creative Cloud. I've gotten discounts on Final Cut Pro and like the Apple package. I've gotten discounts on Speechify. And forget the discounts, even that email, baby, that email can get you very far. I've gotten a discount on Descript. A lot of stuff I do for YouTube, I have like a student discount because that email at whatever university edu will get you very, very far and will like definitely save you a lot of money. I know like some schools pay for Canva Pro, some schools pay for like all these resources, you know, Procreate, I don't know. And then once again, you'll take classes and those classes will give you resources. Those classes will give you access to certain things. And why is my hair? Those classes will give you access to certain things and you get to use them for free. You get to try them for free because you're learning. See, you're a student. So everyone gives you everything and sees what you want to continue in life. I actually took a class that like showed statistics that most companies target so hardly at college students because whatever habits students form in college, they're more likely to take that on in their daily life, like after college. And so usually if a company can hook you in college, then they're almost guaranteed to have like a lifetime customer, if that makes sense. So many things are available for you in college. If you're a college student, use that junk. Be like, I've even emailed companies and been like, hey, I'm a college student, I can't afford blah, blah, blah. Can I get blah, blah, blah? Okay. And they're not wrong. You know, you do need to try new things. You need to try stuff out in your like day to day, like as your like journey, you know, as you're doing more stuff, you need to try out more stuff. So you shouldn't have to like pay full price to try stuff out. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have to pay full price to do a lot of things. And with a college email, student discount, resources, you don't have to. Jobs, I'll just talk about jobs really quickly. Babes, yes, you can get a job with your degree, but try to get a job in school because the opportunities are insane. Someone always needs help. If you're braiding hair, someone always needs their hair braided. If you're giving a haircut, someone always needs a quick fade. If you're like good at Spanish, your friend's sister probably needs help. You know what I mean? There's so many opportunities. Please get paid on college. If you have a skill, get paid. Okay. So I would say learn how to take advantage of the resources that college has and offers to you. For example, my dorm gives us food on the weekend or like gives us food for certain events. That's already a perk. Like I'm already saving money in that sense because I could order out. Like tell me, be honest if you order out more when you're at home than when you're in school. Maybe that's just me, but I like spend a lot of money when I'm at home because honestly, when I'm in school, if I don't have food, my friend has food. If my friend doesn't have food, my friend's RA has food. Like there's always food-ish. It might not be good food, but food nonetheless. But I feel like when you're at home, you have to cook or someone's cooking for you, but there's usually just a smaller selection of food if someone's cooking for you. But you're more likely to spend more money when you don't have the resources of a school that like throws so many events. Like this school low-key throws like at least 10 events a week, like definitely 10 events a week. And so just like that, those are resources, connections that you're meeting, people you're meeting at those events, and so many things like that. Okay, so yeah, use that student discount, use that student email to get you discounts and to get you free stuff because you're a college student, you deserve it, period. Next, we're going to talk about connections, which is like low-key a duh, like, oh, you go to college to get connections, but you really do. Like you actually really do. Professors, don't just think about friends. Professors, these are like smart people, really smart people who have already made it, who are also employed, which is the goal. You're trying to be employed, right? So you have so many people around you that are employed, so many people around you that are doing amazing things in their field. Talk to them, use that opportunity to get to know them and to learn more about your field. Secondly, your friends, like your friends are your class, if that makes sense. Like class of 2025 or something. Worldwide, there is a class of 2025. So all your friends are part of that class, part of that family. You guys are the next generation of workers. You know what I mean? There's no way you're not going to be able to benefit from just meeting so many people that are just like you in your same age. You know what I mean? They're going to either help you move along or you're going to help them move along. But you guys are all kind of like moving towards the same path, if that makes sense. For example, your professors, you're not going to be like, oh, do you want to work on a startup? You're not going to ask your professors that because your professors already got kids. They don't got time for that. But with your friends, if you ask your friend right next to you, like, hey, do you want to start a startup? Blah, blah, blah. Like stuff like that. They're more likely to say yes than if you're at home and you ask your little brother, like, hey, do you want to start a startup? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if this is a good example, but basically your friends are like literally your teammates in this world, in the job world, in the world, you know, in Desperate Housewives. All those people were around the same age and they helped each other through so much stuff. That's literally like your friends. Those are your connections. Those are your ride or dies. And those are like really important assets in life. I don't care if it's the lunch lady who you meet down the hall, the janitor, I don't care who it is. Everyone in a college campus has something to offer, has something that could benefit you or teach you something. Baby, learn, ask questions and learn. The connections from college are insane. The amount of learning you do in college is insane. Like the connections, everything, exposure to different things, which is actually the next point, but all that stuff is insane. Okay, connect with people, have friends. Don't just stay in your room all day, because that's literally not the point of college. The point of college is to look back on it and be like, oh, that was dope, I met cool people. Oh, like, where'd you meet this person from? Where'd you meet this person from? I met them at this event, in college. We went to college together. You know what I mean? We went to school together. We went to college together. Being able to say that, you get to know some of the most amazing people just because you went to school together. Like, being able to say that is such a game changer and like such an addition to your life. So I feel like if you don't care about anything else I even said in this video, if you don't like the gym or the pool, baby, I love the pool. But if you don't like any of that, at least come for the connections, because connections and mix that with community, that's like everything you need, you know? So lastly, my point is that college gives you more exposure than you'll probably ever get in your life. I remember I'm sitting in class, there's a guest speaker today, and she's talking about these stuff that, like, baby, it just was so inspiring. And then one day there was literally, I'll tell you guys how I got one of my internships. I was in class, we had a class field trip to go and see blah, blah, blah. And so this person was talking about, oh, I'm the founder of this, and this, and this is my company, blah, blah, blah. We're looking for social media, blah, 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 blah. And so later I talked to them, blah, blah, blah. They weren't even supposed to like throw that in there. They were just talking, introducing themselves, and then threw that in there. Class field trip, right? Stay with me. I talk to the person later, I get to know them, and I get the job. Now, here's the thing. Submitting an application online is one way to go about things, but times have changed like horrendously, and a lot of times it doesn't even get you anywhere. And here's the thing, even if that does get me somewhere, I wouldn't have even known that job, basically, that the person mentioned, that job was not online. And that's what they don't tell you. That job was not online. That opportunity was not broadcasted online. It was on an Instagram post that this company made that I don't even know. I didn't even know about the company beforehand. So you see, exposure to stuff. The guest speakers, they've exposed me to so many career paths. They've also exposed me to like the reality of things, you know, because a lot of times we think, go to college, get a job, blank. Some of the most successful people that I've heard speak have done a whole bunch of this, but you would never know. So even sitting in the room and hearing that like was so inspiring, and I feel like also encouraged me in a way that I didn't even think I needed. Study abroad. You get to go to different cities, usually on your school's dime. You get to go to, not cities, countries, baby. You get to go to different countries, learn new languages, all on your school's dime. Stay in school. Or you're creating something, and because you're in a college campus, you get to promote it to all these college students. That's thousands and thousands of people that you get to promote to for free, basically. Stay in school. That is really it for this video, you guys. All in all, I just want to stress the fact that you should stay in school. What Nikki say? Barbs, stay in school. Okay. People can change your life, and then your life will also change as you grow to be a better person. And college is the best way to do all of those things. So yeah. If you made it to the end of this video, please put this emoji at the end and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye.